Welcome to Front Row with Michael J. Curtis.
Boss of all boss.
A podcast where we dive into the world of pop culture, politics, entertainment, and more.
What's going on, Sarita? Okay, so I want to make sure that we're introducing everybody, see what's going on today. So today is Ask the Coaches here on Front Row with Michael J. Curtis. So we have 2 life coaches here certified. We're working on certification. These are people and professionals, and we're going to be discussing grief today. And so I want to introduce you to my right here live in the studio in Courtesy Studios. We have my mother, Coach Sheila. So let's go ahead and put the cheers together for that. Let's clap it up. Sarita, you are visible to the world. Clap, clap, clap with us all. All right, next coach, we got Coach Sarita. You'll see her in the gray and the Nike. Sarita Valmont, chronic pain specialist. Go ahead and wave at the people, Sarita.
Can she hear us? I don't think she can.
Sarita, can you hear me?
She can't hear us. Oh, what's she looking?
Sarita, can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
Hold on. Why I can't be heard? Hold on. Let's wait. Let's see where we speaker. Testing. 1, 2. No, we're good. The things say. Sarita, how's your stuff hooked up? Because on my end, it's showing we're good. I'm going to bring you back, all right? I'll bring you back. Okay, so let's discuss really quick. So then I want you to, I'm going to start with Coach Sheila. And then I'm going to have her introduce herself, and then I'm going to bring Sarita on, and Sarita can introduce herself. And then we can talk about where we are with everything. Okay, so why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Sheila Gordon. I'm a mother of 4, nana of 9. I'm from Milwaukee, raised here basically all my life. A people person. I'm one that someone always asks questions, want advice, need an ear for listening, and I just love people. I'm from Milwaukee.
Oh yeah. So keep going.
We're here. We decided to do live consultations. Attend school for counseling. Attended school for medical billing and coding. Psychology, childcare, assistant teacher with MPS at the moment. Mother, I'm a wife, and I'm here.
And you're here. Okay, so and we're here. So can you tell me, what are your experiences with grief that we're discussing today?
Lately, these past few years, it's been quite a bit of grief.
Okay.
Quite a bit of grief. The most recent lost my father-in-law. 2 years prior, lost my stepson. A few years prior to that, lost my grandmother. A few years prior to that, lost my grandfather, my papa. Then lost another grandparent. So down to one grandparent, which is my Medea. That's my grandmother. And it's just been grief after grief. Lost uncles, and it's just been really unfortunate.
Just been really okay. I was looking for this time to bring in Coach Sarita, but it was like she dropped off. A couple of things that are going on in the interim. We have where George Floyd, he's passed. They had a guilty verdict, but I think a lot of people haven't really noticed or haven't really caught on to the fact that there's a family behind this, right? Who has lost a son, who Gianna, I think his daughter's name is Gianni.
Yeah.
And she's lost
I believe so.
She's lost a father. What steps would you recommend in the steps to grieving? People that are losing spouses, COVID has happened, mass shootings have gone on. What steps would you offer someone who who may not know how to deal with grief or may be going through grief right now?
Well, some steps that I would consider is from personal experience and learning is you have to accept that it is okay to grieve. It's healthy for you to grieve. And to come to terms with it's not something that you say, okay, well, I'll get over it one day. You may never that's something that you'll never get over. You'll just learn to cope with. It's not something you just get over.
So where is it now that, okay, if you were speaking to someone who's looking, what's when you're looking and they're asking these questions, and a person who is in grief usually doesn't know, they know, but it's more of a, how do they get past it? Or how can they reach and kind of pull themselves up from that grief place or place of grieving to celebrating the life of that particular individual?
Well, to be open, you have to be honest with yourself, and you have to hold on to
Yell at the people.
You have to hold on to and think of good times. It's hard. It's hard when you really love someone, and so you're really close to a person. It's difficult, but we have to remember good times we've had with that person, the precious times we've had with that person, and value that. And you have to be open to, if you are grieving and you need someone to talk to or to just let it out, it's okay to do that. You have somebody that you can speak to, then do that, so that you can have that ear, that shoulder to cry on, or that ear to listen, to understand you're angry. A lot of us get angry a lot of times because we don't understand why and how our loved ones left us. So it's just, you speak to someone. If you got to get counseling, if you need a relative, if you have a close friend, remember good times with that loved one or close friend or what have you. And you just, I'm spiritual, so I speak to God a lot, and I pray. So that helps me. Everybody has a different way of coping with emotional and tough times in life.
How is it that a person who would be more closer? I think a lot of people are used to grieving like their grandmothers, and maybe used to grieving like a great aunt or a great uncle, or someone who's older. But what happens when it's someone closer, like a brother, a sister, a child, you name it, sort of situation where people are trying to, what is the first steps to making that transition from grieving to celebrating the life or to living? So if you're saying, okay, I'm going to acknowledge it now, what do they do with it? If they know that it's there and they're honest with themselves, what do they then do with that grief from to be able to heal from that, the healing steps? So if your thing is God and prayer, what if it's for somebody who may not necessarily believe in God?
If you don't believe in God, everybody, whether it's God or what have you, everybody has something or someone that they believe in. So that is what you grasp on, and you cherish, and you think of what that loved one would want you to be doing at this moment. It's hard because you lost them. They're not coming back. But you have to hold on. You have to keep going. I have myself and my husband, for example. We lost a son, and it was really hard dealing with that. It's still hard dealing with it. It's times that you're going to just be, just totally angry, just mad. And you just let all of that out, and you grasp onto whatever it is you believe in. You take that and you take the good times with that loved one, and you've had some difficult times. You take all of that. You think of all that love and that joy and everything that you have with that person, and you just grasp onto that, and you build from that, and you speak to them. You talk to them if you want to. Just speak out loud your thoughts.
Your thoughts on that? If you were to be speaking to directly to someone like a wife of Kobe Bryant, like a daughter of George Floyd, a mother of George Floyd, what would your advice be to them outside of the steps of grieving? How do you make that? There's some people it's so hard for them to make that first step, which is accepting that person has passed. How do in acceptance of that? Do you recommend counseling? It's like, psyche.
I would recommend some type of counseling, whether, again, I'm going to say whether it's from a professional counselor, whether it's from, say, a pastor or someone in church if you're spiritual, someone in your family that you can talk to.
Right.
Just someone that you can talk to, just speak to them. Reach out to them and be honest with yourself and with that person.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So we've seen a number of deaths. The COVID deaths have reached, I believe it was about 500,000 Americans have passed due to COVID. I believe and it is actually. Oh, this is my mother, by the way, y'all. To my right.
I thought you said that.
Did I say that?
I
don't know if I told them that. Yeah, this is my mom. Anyway, so if we're looking at, I'm like, I don't know if I let the people know or not. Is Rita coming back? I'm not sure. I don't know who this is calling, but I'm waiting on her. I'm waiting on Coach Sarita to get back in here. We gotta have some questions for her as well.
Yes.
So let's check here. And we wanted to take this time to introduce to y'all and really to open the floor up to comments, any questions you all may have for the coaches. This particular show is going to be an opportunity for you all to hear from the coaches, see what they have going on, and how they're able to help you in your everyday lives. So today is their first introduction to you. You've had the opportunity to meet Coach Sheila. Do you all have any questions for Coach Sheila? Are you going through any particular things on your own that you may want some insight into? And this opportunity for a forum amongst all of us is something that we're able to do here on the front row. I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. I ain't gonna wait too long. I'm not gonna wait that long.
She's trying to get back in now.
Okay, so we're still waiting on Coach Sarita to get back in. I wish I had other videos for them to see while we were waiting, which we will have it. So we'll be right back.
What's everyone saying about Front Row with Michael J. Curtis?
It's super funny. I love it. It's the only podcast I listen to.
Listen, my whole family loves it, man.
At itsacourtesy.com.
All right. So I did that to kind of stall until somebody got back, but apparently we still ain't got back yet.
She said she's trying.
Okay. So you come in. Okay. We trying to work on getting back in today. So give me from your experiences, what experiences can you speak to? Like as far as your grieving journey? What is your go-to? What would you say your go-to emotion usually is during grief, and how did you come out of that?
Well, I've talked to my aunt.
Mm-hmm.
I have prayed. I've talked to you all about things. I've talked to my mom, my dad. I just talk to people that I know that I'm gonna get an honest answer, and that's true.
Right.
To me.
True. Is it possible that we've Um,
Oh, and I've also gone to counseling.
also going to counseling. Is counseling something that you would recommend highly?
I think so.
I think counseling works for a lot of people.
Yes.
I think a lot of people kind of look at counseling as something of you're paying somebody to talk to, but I always would encourage, because a lot of times people pretend like they want to hear what you have to say, or
Right.
pretend like they want to hear, but they really don't want to hear. They really are ready for you to get over it. So their
Right.
conversation is more so trying to get you to the other side,
Mhm.
which I think is the ultimate goal of counseling. But there are people that are actually specialized in grief counseling
Yes.
that can help you through that process of grieving. And I think really, if you take the time to go through that process with a counselor, I think it can give you an opportunity to see some things you may be holding on to, and then allow you to have an opportunity to release other things.
It does.
Yeah,
Things you don't recognize yourself, and you
Right.
didn't recognize yourself. Because when I attended counseling, it was things that I didn't really recognize
Mhm.
that I was feeling, or things I was doing to make things harder or what have you, or make it easier.
Mhm.
And a counselor, when they listen to you,
Mhm.
they don't know the different sides or what have you.
Right.
So you have a someone that's with you that can just be just not so lean towards one or the other side
Right.
to say this or say that. They just hear you, they hear your feelings,
Mhm.
your thoughts, and can be honest with you, and you have a healthy healing.
Exactly. Well, I want to thank you for stopping in with us today. I'm not going to hold you all any longer. We just want to take this time to introduce the coaches to you. We'll take another time to introduce Coach Tarita. I want to thank you all for tuning in today to Front Row with Michael J. Curtis. Hopefully this was a help to some of you. And we're going to see you next time. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.